A very good evening to all the dear participants to the webinar Implications of the National Education Policy 2020 on the School Systems of India. On behalf of Vanita Vishram, Shet PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science and the Department of Human Development, I heartily welcome you all to this wonderful opportunity of gaining more knowledge on the National Education Policy 2020. This webinar is organized as per the UGC circular dated 31st July 2020. Every citizen of the country needs to know about the salient features of the National Education Policy. There is a need to create awareness about National Education Policy amongst the teachers, students, officials, and other stakeholders in the higher education system, as well as the school systems. Resource person of the webinar will focus on the highlights and the implications of the National Education Policy with the participants. But before that, I must introduce you to our parent institute, Vanita Vishram. Vanita Vishram was established on 15th March 1907, that is almost 113 years ago, with the efforts of two social workers, Srimati Baji Gauri Munshi and Srimati Shiv Gauri Gajjar. It was created for the welfare of helpless widows, divorcees, etc. But today, with the great efforts from successive management personnel, Vanita Vishram is the largest educational institution that caters to the needs of a girl child from preschool to college education, as well as vocational education and skill-based courses in just one campus. Shet PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science is one of the branches of the great illustrious tree of Vanita Vishram. It was established in 1972 and was initially affiliated with SNDT Women's University, Mumbai, and is currently affiliated with Veer Narmad South Gujarat University. We are a multi-faculty institution and offer a variety of specialization in arts, science, home science, at UG as well as PG level. The latest feather in the crown of Vanita Vishram is our BVOC courses, which are made in accordance with UGC guidelines and affiliated with Veer Narmad South Gujarat University. They are BVOC in early childhood education, which will cater to the new demand of trained teachers required according to National Education Policy 2020. This course will train teachers to cater to the all-round and holistic development of the child without burdening them through the playway method. Other BVOC courses include BVOC in fashion designing, BVOC in interior design, BVOC in hospitality and tourism, BVOC in event management. The Department of Human Development was established in 1989 and is a course relating to the wholesome development of an individual from conception to death. The special focus of this department has always been on early childhood care and education. This department is in great spirits with National Education Policy 2020 and would take great pride in training teachers and carrying forward the legacy of National Education Policy 2020. कहते हैं शुभ कार्य करने से पहले परमात्मा का ध्यान कर लेना चाहिए तो कार्य सफल होता है तो हम भी दीप प्रज्वलित करके कुछ उनका ध्यान करें
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर् दुर्बुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Before going further, I would request all the participants to ask their questions in the chat box of Zoom and YouTube where we are going live. We will try to take up as many questions as possible. It is a matter of pride for us, and I'm glad to announce that we have participants from almost 16 states of India, that is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Rajasthan, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Karnataka, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Haryana, as well as 2 union territories, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, as well as Daman. We also have international participants joining us from Texas, USA. I now request our respected principal, Dr. Vrajesh Patel, to welcome the participants.
Very good evening to all the participants in the webinar hosted by SET-PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science, Vanita Vishram's Departments of Human Development. I feel honored to speak to you all, an eminent speaker of Dr. Rita Sonawat, former professors and head of Human Development Departments of S&T in Women's University, Bombay. You all must be apprehensive about new education policy 2020. I am sure that this webinar will be clear your all doubts about how to new education policy affects the school education system of India. I, on behalf of our chairman, Dr. Pradeep Desai, and entire management of Vanita Vishram, welcome one and all for the webinars. I congratulations the academics coordinators, Dr. Imran Shurti, IQC coordinators, Mr. Virendra Joshi, webinar coordinator, Ms. Smruti Juneja, and Dr. Sasi Saili for organizing this event. I am very happy to see that there are numbers of participants from different states of India and include international participants too. I welcome, I welcome one and all and wish you all happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. They are really encouraging words indeed for us. I now take the opportunity to request Dr. Shashi Seni, Assistant Professor, Human Development Department, to introduce our eminent, respected, and beloved resource person, Dr. Rita Sonawat.
Namaste, a very warm good evening to everyone. I, Dr. Shashi Sani, Assistant Professor, welcome you all in the national webinar on Implication of New Education Policy 2020 on the School Education Systems of India, organized by the Department of Human Development, SPTMC, Surat. This task of introducing our guest of honor and speaker is a great privilege. I know this one is difficult, but the thought that she is a woman of virtue and simplicity, I feel elated to introduce her to everyone. After all, she is a living inspiration to the young generation. Dr. Rita Sonawat is a former dean, professor and head of Department of Human Development, SNDT, Women's University, Mumbai. Presently, she is serving as a director, Early Childhood Education, & Group, Mumbai. She was selected as a global leader, Early Care and Education by World Forum Foundation, Montreal in 2005. As an international leader in early childhood education, she was invited by US State Department of Education and Cultural Affairs, Washington, D.C., where she discussed the overview of the US education system and federal leadership in early childhood education. She has visited George Washington University, Rutgers University, Arizona University, and University of Arkansas. She has done her postdoctoral research from Bremen University, Germany. Dr. Sunawat is a recipient of National Award for Teacher Trainer in Innovative Training for the project Improving Classroom Environment Towards Quality Education. She has received a Faculty Research Fellowship by Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute. Rotary Foundation awarded her Rotary Grant for University Teachers as a Rotary Ambassador of Goodwill. Add to her credit, she has authored many books on early childhood education, music and movement, child rights and policies, and much more. As we are sharing the virtual platform, ma'am, please accept my virtual bouquet of flowers. We welcome you, ma'am. Let's begin our learning. Now, I hand over this e-space to Dr. Rita Sunawat.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me. And first, I would like to thank Dr. Pradeep Desai, Chairman of Vanita Mishram Group, for giving me this opportunity to be with all of you. A very big thank you to Smriti Juneja. Because of her, I can say I'm here. It happens like she is there when the Vanita Mishram College was affiliated to SNDT Women's University. And I always used to tell her that this college of home science, I used to always consider as my second home. Because whenever I used to come to Surat for any inspection work or maybe for affiliation or maybe for selection committee, I was treated not as a guest, but always as a family member. So that kind of association I always feel with the institution. Thank you very much, Shashi, Dr. Shashi Saini, for introducing in a big way. National education policy actually discussed a lot in various platforms. So everybody has got some or the other feeling of this policy. But in Corona time, when it is an uncertain time and everybody is going down, going slow in their life, this policy has come as a big energy to academia and especially to the education institutions. It's a proud moment for our country that after 34 years, the new education policy has finally seen the light of the day. The government and the committee needs to be congratulated for the hard work that has gone into it and ensuring that the vision of millions of Indian educators, researchers, policymakers is seen that enhancing education in India. So we were really waiting for this policy for a long time. So 1986 till this, all of us, we had a great expectations. And this policy which has come to us has, I think so, most of our expectations it has fulfilled. So that's the reason we all wholeheartedly welcome this policy. About the policy, can you please show my PowerPoint presentation? Can we go to the next slide? This policy was drafted under the leadership of Dr. Kasturi Rangan, who was a former chairman of ISRO. So if we see his biodata, then we understand that he is a holistic person. He has worked with Dr. Manmohan Singh. He has worked with current government also. So he is not like seen as a political alienation, but he is seen as a scientist who has a great caliber. And thought process which he has given to the country. And that thought process, he has a team of the people. Next slide, please. And in this team, you can see the members are like Dr. Vasudha Kamath. She happened to be Vice Chancellor of SNDT Women's University. So as Dr. Saini has said, I was the Dean of the university. So that was a time when I was the Dean and she was the Vice Chancellor of the university, and this policy was formulated. So one can understand how closely we understood what exactly was her thought process when it comes to the policy. So the whole team was with very eminent scholars, the Vice Chancellor stature people. Those were the part of the policy. From 2017 onwards, they have worked, and the draft was circulated all over the India, and they have invited whatever the suggestions or critique or maybe changes, whatever people they want, they have asked, and they have received something like 2 million plus suggestions. So that kind of response has come. Policy has not come, but the response on the policy, when it was a draft policy, most of the people have read. And after giving the suggestion, everybody was curious. Now we will see what kind of policy comes. Next slide, please. So when we go to the policy, before that, I thought for the lighter movement. Next slide, please. A lighter movement, I will just like to show you one very interesting cartoon. Here, this cartoon says, "Don't worry, mom, about what teacher is saying. She has been in kindergarten from last 15 years. And this is always a critique to the teachers. The teachers, maybe she's 15 year, 20 year in the college system or the university system, she's teaching the same thing again and again and again with the same notes. But it doesn't happen that way. And I'm so glad that the policy has given a lot of respect to the teacher fraternity. So this kind of myth which we are having, every teacher is working very hard, and that's the reason when we had this corona came, immediately teachers have transferred to the virtual world, and that's the reason Shruti could organize this kind of seminar where so many people from so many states, they have joined. Next, please. So we need to really start seeing this policy in a very different way, because it is talking very differently about the teacher fraternity. Next, this cartoon is also very, next please. Okay. So, no, previous one. So here, this cartoon is again talks very closely to the policy. Dennis display great leadership, and that makes me nervous. So sometimes we get students like Smriti Juneja, who are always, when she was in the classroom, always outstanding students. And this kind of student, when we have in the classroom, they make us nervous. So what we need to understand, we don't know right now, seeing the world's demand and what kind of students the world will be needing, what kind of skills, knowledge will be required later on when they will be ready to go to the job market. So when we plan for the education, and that is what I always think, the whole committee, when they were planning for the education for after so many years, this must be the dilemma in front of them. Like what kind of education we are envisaging, so our students will be welcoming in the job market. So here, when we are understanding the policy, these are the things, because really right now, we never thought the school and colleges will be shut for so many months together. The learning will stop. We thought learning will stop. In the March, there was anxiety. What will happen to the students? But somehow, very fast, we teachers always used to say face-to-face teaching is very good. Children, they learn very fast with the hands-on experience. But see, when we started virtually, the things are happening and happening in a good way. Learning has not stopped. So that is what we need to understand. Learning is still going on with the students. And teachers, their learning is amazing, which is taking place because you can see with 400 participants, if Shruti could have organized this face-to-face conference, she would not have got even 50 participants. And she would ask Vanita Vishram, send your college teachers, send your teachers. No, it doesn't have, but everybody wants to learn. So that kind of atmosphere we have created. And with this atmosphere, I can say every teacher is charged, gaining knowledge, developing skills, and she's ready to train 21st century students who will be giving challenge to her, but she is ready to get a challenge and bringing children to the job market. Next, please. So this policy, which is in front of us, my question to most of you, you can write the answers in the chat box and be active with me, because whatever you are writing, I can see that. So my question to all the participants, how many of you are aware that national policy draft was there and it was discussed? How many of you have read the policy? Write down your answers, please, in the chat box. How many of you discussed the policy? How many of you have attended presentations about the policy? Because our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi also spoke, then Education Minister also spoke, then HRD Minister also spoke. So many people have discussed about this policy. So that is the question I am having. How many of you have really heard these presentations? And those presentation has made a lot of sense to me also. So these questions are very troubling me. Why this policy we are discussing? Because a lot of discussion has already taken place. How many of you have heard discussion on the television about the policy? And how many of you believe that we need policy? In 34 years we had without the policy. Next slide, please. In 34 years we had about the policy, then why we need now? That also can be the question. Without policy, we can go ahead. But no, this policy has given a very strong vision. The national education policy has given two things to us. One is India-centered education system. And second is high quality education for all. It's not only privileged class who is getting admission in Vanita Vishram and getting high quality of education. No, it is high quality education for all. Next slide, please. So this policy is planning to transform the children and make them understanding the culture of the country. They should have love for the roots. So having this vision in mind, this new policy, if you see, then it is ensuring high quality education, as I told you, provide equal opportunity to all. So equality is, again, it's not talking about, if you read the policy, the timeline is given, when we will have all the children coming to the school sector, all the children we are talking about, not a particular section of the society. And policy vision is saying we want to have a vibrant citizen. So we don't want citizens who are sitting in a corner and not ready to cooperate with the education system, but we want citizens who are vibrant, who can work in the education, who can work in corporate house, who can work for the railways, who can work for the bank, and they are the ones very enthusiastically working for the country, creating a just and equitable society. So we want justice to everybody because we are a democratic society, and ensuring this knowledge which are having, it should be sustainable. So next slide, please. Because the whole policy has taken sustainable goal into the mind, and keeping this sustainable goal, this policy has been envisaged. Next slide, please. So the policy is divided mostly into two parts, I can say. Next slide, please. One is a school education, second is a higher education. So today I will be definitely deliberating with the school education, because as the introductory remarks Murthy has very clearly said, this is from KG to PG, but we will be touching upon higher education, but most of the time we'll be discussing the school education system. So this is part one. And if Smriti want, we can have a further discussion on part two also, if it is suitable to her and her college. So what is the foundation of the policy? It's very simple: access for all, equality, quality, affordability, and the most important is accountability. So quality was spoken even in 1986 policy also. But here is the policy who is giving us attention towards the quality and giving us the committees which will be working for the quality. So that kind of commitment was there from this policy. So I'll be moving, next slide please. I'll be moving to the part one, that is a school system. And then next slide please. As in the introductory remark, it is very clearly mentioned that my super specialization is early childhood education, and a lot of research we have done in this area. And Vice Chancellor happened to be from the same university. So we knew this policy, what it is needed, and we got it. So I'm really very happy that this policy is doing full justice with early childhood care and education. And what is that full justice? Because it is talking about quality early childhood care and education for 3 to 8 years. So if you see, the policy is definitely touching the global picture of early childhood education. If you see any country, early childhood education is 0 to 8 years. So we were the only one 0 to 6 years you're talking about. Now, even our early childhood education policy itself is talking about 0 to 6 years. Here, this policy has gone ahead and speaking about 3 to 8 years. So that is a welcome move again. And expansion and strengthening of facilities with a multi-pronged approach based on the local needs, geography, and existing infrastructure. So this is again a very important thing we need to understand. The policy is talking about when we are strengthening the facility of early childhood education, we need to give contextual education. The local need is child should be taught in a mother tongue, so he can understand. He will be able to communicate with the teacher. He'll understand what is happening in the class. So otherwise, what is happening? We are teaching children London Bridge is falling down. Children, they don't understand what is London, what is bridge, what is falling down. They don't understand, but they sing, they memorize, and rote learning was promoted. This policy very clearly mentioned in the write-up that rote learning should change into the conceptual learning. And conceptual learning only can take place when children, they understand what teacher is saying. So that's the reason this mother tongue, which is talked in the policy, is again a very important move for us to understand. So here, when we come to the school education, the next slide, please. School education is again very integrated, because this policy is talking about, this is the second point, effective governance through school complexes. So policy is saying in isolation, when you are working in one school, a lot of resources are wasted. So why can't you make a school complex where 5-6 schools can come together and make a complex where the administrative officer can be one person who is taking care of all the 6 schools, and some of the resources which are a quality resources, good resources, can be shared between the schools. Like you have a PT teacher who is a very good PT teacher, but she's a very good basketball player. She can coach here also, there also, and we can have so many good basketball players in our city. So that kind of thought has gone when we talk about the school complexes. And rigorous teacher preparation. So here, teacher recruitment, because we always say, if you are appointing a professor, if she is a bad professor, she can harm only maybe for 10 years or 12 years. But if you appoint a lecturer who is wrong lecturer, then 30 years she will be with you. So and Vanita Vishram and Home Science College, always we have seen so many principals And all the principals very committed, dedicated, and smart, and they had a very good communication skills, and they were living for the college. That kind of principles I've seen in Vanita Vishram. So robust recruitment is one of the aspects which policy is talking about. And then the interesting part is the career path. So UGC has given one career path to the university, but the school, once you are a teacher, long time you are a teacher only, then after maybe 20-25 years you can become a coordinator, and you are lucky enough you can become a principal, or you can become a teacher and retired as a teacher. But this policy is saying it's important to have a professional development program, and the teachers, when they are enrolling in professional development, they have a career path for them, and they can reach from one level to another level to another level in their career. So that kind of incentives are there, and that kind of accountability the policy is talking about. Next, please. So CPD, Career Professional Development Program, is very, very important part in this policy, and we need to understand that. So this policy, and as I told you, it is given the timeline also. By 2025, every student in grade 5th and beyond must achieve foundational literacy and numeracy. Because ESSER report is coming again and again, and it is telling us that our children, they are not able to read, they are not able to write, they are not able to do maths. Here there are students we have who are outstanding. They get 100 out of 100 in maths. And so many students like this we have in our country. But simultaneously we have some students who are reaching to the 5th standard but not able to do simple mathematics. So that is where this policy is addressing, that we cannot ignore these students. So it is giving timeline, and a very strict timeline, I can say, which is very, that we will see how to achieve this timeline. But yeah, the timeline is quite steep, I can say. And this policy is again for the numeracy and mathematics. Lot of pressure is in a preschool, and when preschool is talking about upward movement, pre to they are going to the primary, so that upward movement is also going with the preschool children. Like you must be knowing, in the preschool we have a midday meal program. This policy is saying that the midday meal program should also be extended to the higher level, 1st and 2nd standard, because there also children, they will need to be supported. So this is, next slide please. So this is a new addition in the policy, and that's the reason we have a heavy budget for this policy. And that budget, next slide please. And that budget is, now we are saying the country is ready to spend 6% of the GDP on education, and that is also a very good move, I can say. Next slide please. So from the preschool, for the foundation years, the preschool 3 years, and after that also when the child is going to the 1st standard, the policy is saying that in the preparatory stage, first 3 months, just allow this child to be adjust, because the child is coming from a non-formal atmosphere. Now child is coming to the semi-formal atmosphere, that is 1st and 2nd standard. So let him adjust to the new situation, new environment, new campus. In fact, there are some preschools in India which have a uniform. Early childhood education said there shouldn't be any uniform, and when the children are going to the school, there is a uniform. So that is also a shift, but here there is nothing like this. So, but that's all right. Next slide, please. So, as I told, next slide, please. As I told you, this policy is giving lot of importance to National Tutors Program. So where it is saying that peer tutor is very important. So if a peer teaching is done, those who are college students in their NCC program or NSS program, if they come and teach our children the school level, those who are good in mathematics, those who are good in science, those who are good in art, those who are good in sports, if they can come and do peer teaching and they can get credit in NCC, NSS. So this kind of program, if planned, then this policy is promoting such programs. Or those who are talented people, but they are retired from their job, but we know that they are talented, invite them to your school program and then make your program enriched. This policy is again talking about every school should have a social worker and a counselor. So if it is a school complex, then it is very easy. The complex can pitch in their finances and appoint one counselor who can take care of 5 or 6 institutions. So that kind of thought has also gone, because we need this counselor who can work on the mental health of the children as well as children's retention in the school. Next slide. Because when we are achieving this, ensuring retention, so 2013, the timeline is saying 100% of the enrollment we want by 2030. So it is only possible if the social worker is seeing why the child is dropping out. Mental health professionals are seeing what is the issue there. Is there issue with the family or with the child? Because we believe in inclusion of children, but what is the issue? What are the psychological issues children are facing? So they are dropping out. So all these things have to be taken care. And this pandemic is a time when everybody is talking about the mental health issues are growing and a lot of frustration, tension, irritation, aggression is increasing. Why? We have a strong foundation of education. It should not happen. But if it happens, then I think I have to little hurry up because Shruti is getting tensed. Next slide, please. In this slide, the second part I will be taking because this is again a very welcome move, I can say. Right to education now starting from 3 to 6 years. It has gone below 3 to 6 years and up to the grade of 12. So this is what we need to understand, because now 11th and 12th, which used to be in junior college, slowly the junior college system is closing, and these children will be part of the school program because they are still not ready. 11th, 12th standard children, adolescent stage, they are not ready to have a free environment which the college is providing, number one. And number two is this junior college in a graduate college, they are not really doing justice with the junior college because the whole concentration is for the senior students, senior college. So that was also, I like this move that the 11th, 12th is a part of the school. Maybe many people will not like it because majority of the students used to be coming from the junior college, and it was a feeder college to the college. So that can be the issue. But since students will be till 12th in a school, so right to education will be applying to them. Next and the next slide. Next and the next slide. This slide I will be keeping for some time because this is a very, very important slide. Why it is important? I met after this policy has come. So people have read first 5 years as first to 5th grade. So they read first to 5th grade, 6th to 9th grade, 9th to 12th grade, and 4 years is a graduation. No. This is all school program. First 5 years are a foundation years for the early childhood education, 3 years, and first and second standard of the school. Like this, it becomes a foundation years because all of us, we understood rapid brain development which is take place and cumulative brain development take place till the child is 6 years old. So child needs to have a playway method, activity based, discovery based education till second standard. So for that, keeping that in mind, 3 to 8 is a foundation year, and here 3 years nursery, junior KG, senior KG, preschool, and first and second standard. Then you see 3 to third standard to fifth standard. That is a preparatory stage, it is called. And from preparatory stage, again 3 months has taken by foundation years. So you see, this policy is giving lot of importance to foundation years. 5 years given, and plus 3 months are also giving from the preparatory stage. So child's foundation should be so strong that in the preparatory stage, the child will build a good transition and ready for a formal structure where the education is 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Now the child is at the age of 8 to 11 years. So in this age, the children can sit in one place and understand the various subjects. So he can differentiate with the geography and a history and in a EVS and a science. So all these things are possible in this age. So that's the reason they have kept like this. Next is 3 years is 6th to 8th grade. Here the introduction of a conception of subjects start. And here the children are getting a serious education, I can say. The child is student is now 11 to 14 years of age. And you see Piaget's theory, because those who have done B.Ed, they also know, those who have done ECC, they also know, and human development students, all of us, we know, Piaget has talked about this stage as a formal operational stage. So children understand cognitively, abstract learning is possible for them. So keeping this in mind, now children, they can understand all the subject and subjects concept very well. And this is a time they can begin to navigate in adolescent also. So age-wise also, this is a very crucial age. It's a adolescent period, entering into the adolescent period and understanding all the subjects. So these 3 years are the most important years in the whole of the school education program. That is what policy is thinking. The best teacher should be in the 6th to 8th standard teaching. And then coming to the grade 9 to 12th grade, here the policy think now children will be thinking of a higher education. They will have a choice of subjects. So this time start thinking, and some of them, they can think of the livelihood also, because they want to go for the skill education program or vocational program. So 14 to 18 is the age where they can think of their future. And for them, this future planning start from this age onwards. Now, this slide is the most important. If somebody wants to take a photograph, please take a photograph, because this is a very good summary of the school program. Next slide, next slide. Next slide. This is again, many people are worried about it, but I personally feel there is no worry, because we have now got regulation and operation of schools. So for that, now we have SCERT, SSRA, and DSE. So everybody knows SCERT, that is a State Council for Education, Research and Training. NCERT is a national body, SCERT is a state body, and they will be giving us the curriculum, which will be implemented by the school. Then this is a new creation, Directorate of the School Education. So this Directorate of the School Education is planning the board examinations. And then we have a State School Regulatory Authority. This is again SSRA. This committee is again a very, very important committee in the policy, which will be talking about regulation of early preschools, their regulation, schools regulation. Then it is talking about the accreditation, because the way the NAC is coming to the university and colleges, similarly, accreditation program will come to the school and measuring the quality of the school and supporting to improve the quality of the school. So we have got first time State School Regulatory Authority. So this SSRA is helping us to reach out to the quality program. So having all gaga with the this policy, now I have some critique. In 5-7 minutes, I will give my own critique. This is my own views on the policy, where we can understand this. Maybe this policy is progressive in nature. It is looking forward policy, but it's a long-term vision. So when we are analyzing this, the best part is it is giving full justice to the ECE program, where all the scientific principles of child development are now applied in early childhood education program. And that is the reason I always used to say, we always used to say, those who are doing 3 years degree program in early childhood education, they can become a best teacher in the for the preschool education. So we need to have this sector where lot of investment college should be doing and promoting this sector as much as possible, because we have lack of qualified teachers in our country. So if you want to have a whole scientific principles of child development applied in a preschool sector, then this is the only possibility. Next, my analysis is it's very good thing. Memorization has shift to the conceptual learning, and we are talking about children's higher level of thinking and intellectual and cognitive development. The vision of this policy is uniformity, because it is talking about school education system. So this system is for all. Maybe it's a private school or it's a public school, for all. And consolidation of the curriculum is done will be done by NCERT and SCERT, because they need to now consolidate with the pre-primary and a primary together. They need to consolidate upward movement of the primary. So those kind of consolidation, for that we need to have some body which is a eminent body, and right now we have a NCERT and SCERT. And the best part is bringing arts and sports as a mainstream in a school program, because we know for the holistic personality development, arts and sports plays a very significant role. All of us, we know when we are having any sports, every day when we are winning and losing, we know losing means what and winning means what. And when we win, how we feel, when we lose, how we feel, and this is what is our personality is made up of. So arts and creativity, imagination, wild imagination. Dr. Abdul Kalam always used to say, dream high as you can, and just every day work for the dream, for that dream, 15 to 20 minutes, you will achieve that dream. So that concept which Dr. Abdul Kalam has given, we can see in the policy. And this policy is talking about multidisciplinary institutes. So for that also they're saying that by 2030, all the institutions which are giving isolated teacher training, BEd, those teacher training colleges will be merging to the colleges which are giving BCom, BA, BSc degrees. So those, or BSc Home Science degrees, they will merge with them, and integrated BA program will start. 3 years graduation and then 1 year learning for how to teach. In 3 years also they will be learning the subject, and these subject how to teach, so one can understand how beautiful teachers they will be. And after 12th only they will decide, I want to become a teacher. When they can decide, I want to become a doctor, why can't she decide I want to become a teacher? Those who don't get anywhere job, they can come and become teacher. I don't like that. So this policy is saying that after 12th you decide to become a teacher and invest your 4 years to become a good teacher, and then go and teach. So that concept is a very powerful concept. And then in the graduation also, the policy is saying 3 years degree, and after that, if you student want to have a degree for 4 years, that student can stay in the college 1 more year and do some research work. And this student is guided for research work, and he can get a graduation degree after 4 years. So that way his 16-year education will also be complete. So that is again a welcome move. Some students, those who want, they can get a degree after 4 years. But because of the family condition, if the student want to drop out of the first year, they can get a certificate. After second year, they want to drop out, then they can get an advanced diploma. After third year, they want to come out, they can get a degree. And here there is a degree after 4 years also. So that is the flexibility policy is talking about. And this flexibility in education is always very, very important. So by 2030, we can see most of the colleges will be integrated colleges and give the BA program. Now, where is the policy regressive? Where I can say the problem is the policy is very good, vision is very good, but I'm scared of the implementation of the policy because so many sectors are involved in the integration of this policy. Even parents are involved because child is going to choose credit system from various disciplines. He can get physics, fine arts, and music. So if the child wants this kind of combination, parents need to be involved and understand the value of this combination and how the child can become an instrumental engineer after getting such combination. So that kind of awareness, really, are we ready? So that is the question I'm asking. So sometimes I'm worried about this vision, unrealistic. And do we have a basic infrastructure ready? School, we say, will go up to the 12th standard. School have a space. I can see Bombay, but I don't know, school has a space to have a labs which are teaching science, mathematics, literature, all these laboratory are we having? So infrastructure, well, are we ready? We are revamping our education system, but do we say CPD? It's very nice sound, continuous professional development, but do we have a trainer, that caliber trainer who can transform the teacher in the professional from the professional development program? So these issues, I'm sure you will understand it is coming from my heart, but I'm very worried about these things. And then what about the policy is not distinguishing between the Bombay, with any A, B, C, D cities and rural area, everybody is giving the same kind of policy. And lastly, the challenges here is teacher training is a bigger challenge. Next and next. Next and next. Next. Next, please. So teacher training is a bigger challenge because we don't have this kind of trainers which we want for our education system. And the timeline, because timeline start for 2025, we are already 2021. And by the time everything is implemented, 22. So when maybe policy will implement, but every system will be in place. And 25, we have to achieve first milestone. So that is what is my worry, how we are going to achieve these milestones. So, and then the quality of auditing, when we say accreditation. So do we have people, because NAC accreditation, we have one story. Now we don't want the second story which is coming to the school. So do we have auditors which can really assess? And we have parameters which are ready for the school assessment. So we need to work hard to achieve this beautiful policy. That is what is my suggestion. And these are some challenges which we are facing with the policy. So thank you so much. And I've taken a long time. I know she said 35, 40 minutes, but it's difficult for me to close. So thank you very much. And I'm sure you got a gist of the policy and some reservations at last I've given. I have to take out some reservations I've given. So big thank you to Smriti, big thank you to Vanita Vishram for giving me this opportunity. Now stage is with Smriti.
Thank you so much, Rita ma'am, for your exceptional presentation and information. I'm sure all the participants were greatly benefited by your session. But any session is really not complete until we address the queries of the eminent participants. Many
Yeah.
questions have come up from the participants, and they have come up on Zoom, YouTube, as well as on other platforms also. So, are we ready for the question answer session?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
ma'am. So, we'll start with the first question. When will the CBCS be available for students?
Once the policy is implemented, like 2021 onwards, CBCS will be available for the students.
Okay.
Because most of the colleges have started with the credit system. They have understood the credit system. They have started their curriculum. Universities are definitely trained, and they have trained their staff. So this credit, now the credit transfer. So credit transfer also we can understand. And your campus, the person can come and take 2 credit from human development and 3 credit from commerce. It is possible in your campus. So
Yes.
can do be. So once the policy is 2021, we are expecting the policy will be in place. The university will start functioning, and then before that they have to prepare. If they have not prepared, universities are not prepared for the credit system, they need to prepare, and it's not very difficult.
No, here we are talking about CBCS and school systems also, ma'am. So, when we talk about inclusion of music along with creativity and arts, so how
So
will what will
that
the
will be in
challenges
a
that will be faced by the schools for implementing?
school will have a challenge only to make a timetable. Because that is only one area where I can see challenge, because the child will be ready to stay in a school for longer. So that is not a problem. But fixing the timetable, if we are giving sports also as a curriculum part, art also as a curriculum part, subjects also, then practical subject where the laboratory is also used. So that giving is not a problem, knowledge availability is not a problem, fixing the timetable can be the issue. So that school has to really think.
Another question which came up over here was, in a mixed population, vernacular language can be really confusing to children. So, what policies should the schools adopt so as to come out with such some solutions?
See, one thing what we need to understand, our country is a multilingual country. And if you ask, even Smriti, if I ask you, you must be speaking 3 to 4 languages.
Yes.
So understanding 3 to 4 languages. So that was our strength. Our country is always having many languages present in a school system. Formal medium of instruction can be the majority of the language, can be the medium of instruction. That is the mother tongue. And why? Because child should understand what the teacher is saying. Otherwise, teacher is saying something, child is doing something, there is a disconnect, then what kind of education we are giving? And those who are a quality preschool, you must have seen, in quality preschool program, we are somehow addressing the need of the children. Maybe if one child is in Tamil, we see to it that this child is also addressed. We take some sentences, some words from the parents, try to understand them, try to understand that language. With children, they have a very limited language. Mostly they are using their body language. So I'm not finding it. In the preschool, the issue can be, but I don't think so there is a issue. And in the school system also, see, if the medium is mother tongue, all the participants, I will ask you the question and you please answer me in the chat box. Many times when we are taking a math class, our children, they know plus and minus. But when we give them the story problem, because our story problem is always in English, Shruti has 5 mangoes. Dr. Seni has 3 mangoes. How many total mangoes are there? Child says he doesn't understand. And he is not able to do that sum. But he asks, plus करना है कि minus करना है? So हम कहते हैं, sum है, plus कर लो. So we give them the hint. So why not, if the same statement is given his language, he will understand. So let the foundation is so strong where they know the math, they know the literacy, and then after that there are so many. I was teaching in the SNDT University. I used to get graduate students from the vernacular medium, and then I used to get students like Smriti, who was coming from high flying English medium school students. And many times it used to happen that these vernacular medium students used to top, because they used to do hard work for making presentation. They used to do hard work understanding the concept. They used to translate, and then they become a wonderful lecturer. So that is, I'm talking about the post-graduation. But in school system only, then later on, if you child change the language, can change, but conceptually fundamentals are clear, then the subject understanding becomes very easy.
Does this mean that school will have to compulsorily change the medium of instruction from English to the mother tongue in all the states of India? Does the policy mention that?
Policy is policy is writing very diplomatically. So it's not very strongly, it's talking about the state has to change. And as you know, education is a state subject. So this policy will go to the state, and every state will make their own policy. So we need to wait and watch what language formula the state government is giving.
But it doesn't mention anywhere that mother tongue has to compulsorily be the medium of instruction.
It's good in early years if it is there, especially foundation years and +3 years. If it is there, and foundation is strong with the child with one language and understand. Now our RJs, they cannot speak in one language. They always
till she can rejoin us.
I'm connecting.
Are you connecting, ma'am? I believe when we talk about mother tongue, the mother tongue instruction, the medium of instruction will depend to a great extent upon the demand from the parents also, as to which medium do they wish to put their children into. So as a result, and since the policy is very diplomatic about it, I don't believe it will have very firm foundations into the school system as to whether they wish to change and how will it affect them. But I do believe, and I am going to ask Dr. Rita ma'am about what will be the authority or powers of SSRA, because we all know that in higher education systems, NAC has come out as a very powerful system, which is and mainly it has come out as a self-assessment system, wherein the schools will have to also self-assess themselves and give the report to the committee. So similar type is committee is going to be made up by the states, because again, as Rita ma'am said, that education is the is the department of the state. So education will take a role in this. I mean, the policy as to what assessment patterns will we have to implement, and what things need to be taken into consideration will be taken up to a very large extent by SSRA, State School Regulation Authority. Bhumi, has Dr. Rita ma'am joined again?
Ma'am, she is not able to join.
Just a minute.
Yeah, connecting.
Connecting. Okay, okay. In the meantime, if we expect the younger children to understand other language, then why can't teachers learn at least basic or essential language which is required? This is a question from Preeti Chandak. If you have read the policy, I believe from zero, language development has a particular age group wherein students or children have the capacity to learn language at a very fast pace. If I give you an example, if you have to learn French or German or even Mandarin at this age, at this particular age, it is going to be much more difficult for you as compared to if children are introduced at a very early age. I believe so. That is why it is difficult for teachers. It's not impossible, but yes, it is difficult. Rita ma'am, do we have you back?
Disconnected. Oh my God.
Ma'am, we can hear you.
Or not? I'm audible.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's better. Now it's better. Ma'am, can I ask you the next question?
So, about the language, I like to give
Ma'am, if you can put off your video and only your audio, perhaps we can hear you better.
Oh my God. This.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next question which has come up over here.
Can I move to the? Okay. Okay. Ask.
Is research a part of CPD, continuous professional development? Hello.
Okay. Okay.
प्रीति मैम,
Yes.
आप कॉल करके क्वेश्चन करो, आपका स्पीकर ऑन रखो तो भी चलेगा.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm taking you on speaker phone. I'll ask you the question on speaker, and I think the participants will be able to hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, is research a part of CPD?
Actually, I answered this question again and again. CPD is a training. It's a continuous professional development. So CPD can guide how to write research proposal, how to write scientific papers, how to write project proposals for the grant, All these things you can learn. But research degree per se is not a CPD's purview, it is a university's purview.
Okay, okay. Now, does the policy ever mention removing reservation in higher education institutes?
No.
That has come as a great setback to all the people sitting over here, probably. So, no, it does not address the removing reservation in higher education institutes. Another question which came up was, will curriculum be common for all the states?
See, the curriculum will be prepared by NCERT. So NCERT always gives the framework.
Yes.
And on the basis of that framework, the state governments plan the curriculum. So if you see Maharashtra, the NCERT's curriculum, on the basis of that, NCERT has given ACAR for the preschool.
Okay.
So the school till 8th standard, school has their own curriculum or own books, and after that the book gives the book. So here now in this new education policy, when 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 will be there,
yes,
so we need to understand how it will be done, because there are so many committees are formed, and these committees will be giving the answer.
Okay, so it will mainly the framework will be given by NCERT, and SCERT will determine the syllabus, the in detail syllabus.
No, now they have various bodies.
Okay.
These regulatory bodies which I have talked about.
SSRA and DS.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Another question which we believe will be concerning all of us would be, how long do you think will the implementation process of 2020 take place? Hello? Ma'am, we are losing you again and again. How long do you think the implementation process of national education policy take place? How long do you think it will take?
I think so. 21-22 academic year it should be implemented, because government started working, started thinking. So the things are on. So I'm sure that this lockdown, little delay will be there because of they can say because of lockdown, but 21 they should start.
Okay, so by 2021, probably the implementation process will start.
Yeah.
Which might be the greatest hurdles which school might face? We all are concerned about the hurdles which are going to come, because change always brings about certain problems or certain unforeseen situations which we have to overcome. So what, according to you, will be the greatest hurdles which the schools might face?
I think so. I will take this question in a different way, because earlier we used to have only 2-3 streams, either medical or doctor or commerce or arts. Now after that, media, BCom, commerce, BMA, BCA, BBA, all these different graduate programs have come up. So, and different specializations have also come up. So, school, the hurdle I can say is it will be tough for the parents to decide for the child, because this freedom is given, this flexibility is given with a lot of responsibility of the parents. And it will be very tough for them to take a decision. So that is one thing. And second thing is how school is going to cope up with all these various disciplines and various areas specialization. So that is another thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, there shouldn't be any problem.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Introduction of play-based approach is definitely going to motivate schools to train their pre-primary and primary teachers to use the playway approach. Can you tell us the names of such institutions which are government recognized, and also good training centers, since we have participants from almost all over India. So they would like to have some names in some different parts of the country.
See, here what I'd like to say, the best way is if you are down, if there is any home science college, they always have a human development program.
Okay.
So that program can ask them, they can plan for you some training program. They can give you certificate or diploma, they can plan, because it's like even the education policy is giving.
Okay.
So second thing is even the agriculture universities. So wherever the agriculture universities are there also each agriculture university is having home science. And home science again they have a lab schools also, a very good lab schools agriculture universities colleges are having. So go there, take a degree from there. So what I'm trying to say here is go to the recognized institution. Like you have gone for your graduation to the university. You have
Yes.
chosen the universities for your program. Similarly, don't take CTC for any nook and corner people those who are giving the program and giving you the certificate. Because and you are also lazy because you also want easy certificate. So you don't want to really do hard work and learn and get the certificate. You want to take a certificate and start working. Don't do it. See, those who have cracked IIT and IIM exams from such institutions, when they are 85, 86, that time also their institute, he is from IIT, he is from IIM. So that institution skills it should throughout their life. After something you will be ashamed even to say what tiny little institution you have done your certificate program and you have not learned anything. So see to it that even in the North NTT, some of the NTT affiliated programs are running. They are okay, but at least they are recognized. So NTT also you can join. In the Hyderabad there is IFTA. So IFTA is a very good institute which is giving diploma. So that is also recognized. So go for the university or college which has a home science, human development, agriculture universities, lab schools. See to it that you should be doing your program for the recognized only.
So basically, what you're telling is that going for university affiliated courses in home science, especially for preschool teacher training or teacher training, you should go in for the play-based method, which is given in human development, whether it is available in home science colleges or it is available in agricultural universities.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
But anybody like I will say, Vanita Vishram is thinking of giving the certificate program. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Because if such organizations, maybe they have expertise, they have a, but what this certificate you go to maybe Bangalore, we don't know where your luck will take you. Or maybe you go to abroad. It will not take you anywhere. But if you done from a university or college, like I know from the SNDT University, when the people they take a diploma and go to Canada, they get even 2 points for their immigration because of this diploma.
Yes.
So it's always good if you are doing for the recognized. Invest your time and invest on learning. This is a time. Don't just jump to become a teacher.
Yes. So basically, it has to be from reputed institutes and who are recognized by UGC as well as by universities. So the training programs offered by these institutes is going to be beneficial to the people learning. Okay, thank you. Ma'am, how will the assessment patterns change for students as well as for schools?
See, the best part is happening with the board exam. Now, whatever child is getting the marks for the board, he can go for the improvement of marks. So that is today the students, the pressure will be not there on the student. Because if we got 70% and he thinks, so I can do better, I need 6 more months, I will prepare and get better percentage, he can give another exam.
Yeah.
So that is one. Second thing is this policy is giving flexibility, like you can take admission anytime, that and do your credit and finish your credit and take a degree with how many credits you have finished. So that is another flexibility. And in the school system, third, fifth, and eighth, they are saying to have an examination, but rest is a continuous assessment. So, continuous assessment till second standard, the teacher should be doing, and the report card should be given by the school, and then the third will be the examination at the end. So this kind of process, but continuous assessment will be always there.
Okay.
But third will be end of the examination, fifth will be end of the examination, eighth will be end of the examination. So like this, they said the assessment pattern. But continuous assessment is a very important key point in the policy.
Okay, so continuous assessment becomes a very important pattern in the new education policy.
Yeah.
I think we have already covered this. Mother tongue we have already discussed, so I'm not taking up this question. But social, emotional, and mental health issues in a highly populated country like India can become a daunting task. What are the ideal measures a school can take to make it a sustainable goal?
See, for the if you talk about social emotional development, our what you said is correct. We are a populated country, so for us, this is not the issue because our only thing is like in the preschool sector, we talk about social emotional play. Children, they do this kind of play a lot.
Yeah.
Our children, they have a habit of going out and playing. They are lucky to have a very good weather throughout the year.
Yeah.
So our children, they are most of the time out, not in Corona time, but otherwise they are out and they have a gang of children play together.
Yes.
So maybe in the society, in the house, their house, or in the school also, in the recess, you will be saying maximum sound comes from the school with the recess time there and the school is leaving. So our children, that is socially and emotionally very strong, and we have a good family system, so that also is encouraging. But because of now new kind of systems are coming, like the technology is a integral part of the education system. So the child is learning technology very fast. So once the technology is part of his life, he can go anywhere and he can anything he can read, and then go for the answers. So that can create problem in his mental health. So such things, is to have a counselor.
Yes.
So that provision is given by the policy to every school.
Okay.
All school complexes.
For all school complexes, yes. Okay. Ma'am, as much as we are enjoying absorbing all the information that you are giving, yet I believe technology has caught up with us somewhere, because we are not able to see you and not listen to you. Probably we don't have good connectivities. So here I would like to cut short the questions.
My Wi-Fi has gone, electricity has also gone. So this is
yes, ma'am is in Mumbai, and Mumbai has heavy rains, and due to it, Wi-Fi is she has lost a Wi-Fi connectivity. There's no electricity. As a reason, she's not able to join us, and so. I would I would like to cut the session short, and please stay with us till Dr. Shashi Seni would present the vote of thanks. Dr. Shashi Seni, please.
Once again, good evening to everyone. First of all, I apologize for the technical fault which is sometimes inevitable on virtual platform. I deem it as a great honor to provoke a vote of thanks this evening. I, Dr. Shashi Sani, on behalf of Department of Human Development, Shape PT Mahila College of Arts and Home Science, extends my sincere gratitude to Dr. Rita Sunawat for such an insightful presentation on Implication of New Education Policy 2020 on the School Education Systems of India. I am extremely thankful to our Vanita Vishram management and our principal, Dr. Rajesh Patel, for their constant support and valuable guidance. My heartfelt thanks to our IQAC coordinator and Vice Principal Shri Virendra Joshi, my ever-supporting colleagues and the technical staff for their valuable contribution in making today's session a resounding success. At last but not the least, a big thank you to all the participants from various parts of India and abroad on this virtual platform today for their active participation. Once again, a big thank you to all for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Shashi. Once again, I would like to thank you all for your active participation. But before closing the event, I would like to tell you that today we will be sharing the link of the quiz with you, and tomorrow we will be sharing the link for the feedback form. Filling up of both the forms is mandatory for receiving the e-certificate. After filling up both the forms, you will receive your e-certificate within via mail within 10 days. A good thank you so much, and goodbye till we meet again.